Red pill disclaimer. Welcome to Gawdzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are Gawdzell's alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the Matrix for what it truly is?
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's going to be a good video, so you're going to want to stay tuned. Let's get right into the video.
I want y'all to stop sleeping on these beds and couches, because it's not natural. Sleep outside. And if you sleep outside by your car, the energy from your body will fill your gas tank up. It's called a gaseolysis transfer. Don't go try to look it up neither. I know y'all have heard this plenty of times before, but stop eating meat. Especially hot wings. Unless you dip it in ranch. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but we are not supposed to be brushing our teeth. Our teeth are not supposed to be white. So stop going to the grocery store and buying butter when it's growing on your teeth for free. You're wasting your time and your money. Time is not real. As a matter of fact, nobody actually knows what year it is. Which means you really don't know your real age. Say, my boy.
Who, me?
Yeah, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 32.
Can you prove that? How you know you ain't 16? I want y'all to stop sleeping
true.
on these beds and couches, because it's...
Nah, that is funny. He said, how you don't know you 16? That's funny.
I would love for somebody to cash at me. I want to get me some tacos and some of that Patron. And when I get to drinking it, I don't know how I'm going to get home once I drink that Patron.
Yeah. I tried so hard not to laugh at that with that, like, cause I've seen this clip for like a couple times already. That is too funny.
I would love for somebody to cash at me. I want to get me some tacos and some of that Patron. And when I get to drinking it, I don't know how I'm going to get home once I drink that Patron.
Each about once I drink that Patron. Oh, yo, that is too funny, though.
Have you guys noticed that we are so disconnected from nature, and then late stage capitalism sells you connection to nature because disconnection from nature creates physical illness in the body? And if you didn't know this, basically when we're in these boxes, in these apartments and offices and cubicles just blasted with blue light, it ain't good for you. Sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, living a sedentary lifestyle, walking 2,000 steps a day, it ain't good for you. It's not. You need to touch grass, you need to go outside, you need to get light in the morning, you need to look at a sunrise and look at a sunset. But because the way society is set up makes it very difficult for the average person to do those things, which it shouldn't be difficult. Like, it should not be a privilege to touch the earth. It should not be a privilege to go see a sunset. It's just like how we need water and food, we need light, okay? And the way that then late stage capitalism, I love my red light. I am not hating it all. I love this thing. Balloon Box, not sponsored. I have no affiliation with them. Love them. The thing is, that was really bright. I love this thing, but we need to be sold red light, which we get red light from sunrises and sunsets. Like, you can get red light in nature, but we're disconnected from nature, so then we need to buy things. And what inspired this rant, I overpaid for this cold plunging experience today, like 6 a.m. I'm sitting in this cold plunge, paid, you're gonna judge me if I tell you how much I spent. I spent $50 to sit in a cold plunge for 20 minutes. Why? I'm delusional. why did I do that? Because I wanted to try it out. I wanted to experience it because everyone talks about cold plunge. I think cold plunge is so overhyped. Literally, you would not need a $50 cold plunge session if you just go jumped in a lake. If you just went and jumped in a lake, you wouldn't need the grounding mat. If you just touched grass, you wouldn't need a $150 grounding mat if you just went and touched the earth, right? It is apocalyptic, the way that we need to be sold connection to nature. Disconnect the population from nature and then sell them artificial connection to nature. It is weird. It's weird. And I'm not hating on these things. I use these things. Love them. But we shouldn't need them. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a privilege to go touch the earth. But if you're anything like me, when I used to work a corporate job, I had to get up at like 5 in the morning. I went to work when the sun was down, and I got off work when the sun was down. And if you didn't know, I get questions all the time on this page about what do I do for my Hashimoto's? What do I do for my PCOS? What do I do for my rheumatoid arthritis? What do I do for this autoimmune condition? 1, I'm not a doctor. 2, mitochondrial dysfunction is a common denominator of all disease. I don't care if it's PCOS, if it's Hashimoto's, if it's autoimmune, mitochondrial dysfunction. What up your mitochondria? Being under blue light all day, never seeing a sunrise, never seeing a sunset. We are estimated 60% of children are going to have at least one chronic illness. We are getting to a place where our population is becoming so chronically ill. And I hear all the time, oh, Fiona, the food is poison. Oh, Fiona, the food is poison. Yes, and? We live these highly artificial lives. And then we are sold connection to nature. It is crazy. Have you guys noticed that we are so...
I truly agree with her, though. Like, that's crazy. It should not be a privilege to go get in the sun. Like, you got people waking up, going to work. They can't even enjoy the sun. Go put their feet and connect with the earth, you know? It's crazy. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all experience that, too. That's messed up, for real.
I'm tired of being broke. Everything costs too much. Dude, you pay $1,400 for rent, $67 for an electric bill, and $58 for your phone bill. How are you broke? You forgot the $165 car insurance. Oh, that's your fault. How's that my fault? If I don't have insurance, I get a ticket or I might go to jail. What I mean is, I know a lot of people that only pay around $60 to $80 for full coverage. How are they doing that? Isn't that just life?
Dumbasses are damn green. No way.
If you're seeing this on August 8th or a few days after, you need to save this. Today, August 8th, 2024, is the Lion's Gate portal, the alignment of the number 8. It's the 8th day, on the 8th month, on an 8th year, because 24 is a multiple of 8, and when you add all the numbers in 2024, it equals 8. In numerology, 8 carries the energy of infinite abundance and symbolizes wealth. Today also marks the alignment of the Sun in Leo, the star Sirius, Orion's belt, and the Earth. Starting today at 8:08 p.m. and for the next week, say this affirmation 3 times in a row. I am open to infinite abundance as the cosmic energies align. Prosperity flows effortlessly into my life, and I welcome financial miracles with gratitude and joy. If you want to use something to make this even more powerful, click the link in our bio to download InnerTune, a tool to program any affirmation into your mind, aligning your energy effortlessly. If you're seeing this on August 8th or a few days after, you need...
Dude, so many people are pulled over right now to look at that freaking moon.
Look at that.
Why is it so close to the Earth?
Look at that.
What is happening right now? That girl doesn't... Look, why is the moon so close to the Earth?
Now, when me, I'm pretty sure I was with you, Cliff. We saw the moon, it was real low like that. We was like, yo! Does that shit look closer than a motherfucker? I'm pretty sure it was you, Cliff, or was it with Justin? I don't know. Maybe Cliff will tell me if it was with him or not. We were driving, it was like, yo! Is that moon closer than normal, bro? And that's been happening. I've seen this shit with my own eyes. Just like I seen 2 suns, and you ain't gotta believe me. I just bow down this, but hey, whatever. I know what I see. You're not faking with my own eyes. I saw the sky red. Red. I know you're not faking what I see. Something going on. That shit out there is all an LED screen. None of this shit's real. We really live in a holographic light matrix. I'm trying to tell y'all shit. And we're under witchcraft. They told you we're spinning at 66,600 miles an hour. Y'all better wake the fuck up, man, to the indoctrination. It's crazy. In 2024, the people trying to wake y'all up and that have a better understanding of what's going on in this world and how this world operates and how it turns, no pun intended, y'all call crazy. But honestly, the motherfuckers that believe everything on that TV and don't believe their own eyes, they're fucking crazy. Peace to the God.
Dude, so many people.
So Jesus, aka Yeshua, right? Yeshua is a real person, or was a real person, because I've been to Egypt, you've been to Egypt. I don't know if you guys went to Coptic Cairo after I left to see the house where he actually slept in, which is now a Coptic church. So, and also the entire path that he took through Egypt, staying from home to home, is all there documented, well documented in Egypt. So he disappears from the Bible at the age of 12, and he goes on this journey. He goes to Tibet to learn Reiki healing and Qigong. He goes to India to learn the mystic arts. And then he, all the way back, he's teaching reincarnation. This is in the Gospel of the Holy 12, which was withheld from the biblical canonized Bible. And so you're talking about a person that had a high vibration, that may even have been an avatar himself. You know, could he even be Thoth, right? Could he be Hermes, come back in a different way? Instead of transferring to another body, say, you know, I'm going to come back through the womb this time. Now, some of the words that Jesus spoke, I believe, were remixed and changed because the Bible was not written in real time.
America is a stage.
Let me tell you what I just found out. I just found out that half of these motherfuckers ain't real, and half of them posing as women. Get what I'm saying? They posing as women. I have the video, y'all. I want to post the video so bad, but I know TikTok gonna depress the video, and they not gonna push the video out, and they gonna find a way, you know what I'm saying, to validate that video. But what I'm telling y'all, we have been lied to, we have been deceived about these people that's in Hollywood, and these people that's in the White House and newscasters. These people that fooled us so bad with the operations and all the makeup and all this other bullshit, and come to find out that half of them not even real fucking women. They not real. I need y'all to go do y'all homework and go do y'all research on Hollywood, okay? Because they all involved in the same clique. They all are in the same clique. And let me tell you, you have been deceived so badly, and you have been misled to believing that these people, you know what I'm saying, in high places are real women. And they are not. I need y'all to go look up these people. You know what I'm saying? That y'all idolize, that y'all look up to. And really pay attention to. Because I have eyes to see. Especially when you trying to hide your Adam apple. See, it's a lot of shit in this world that we don't know about. And it's deep. We sitting up here listening to a bunch of motherfuckers that's secretly, that they call themselves pretty women. Y'all better go do y'all homework. These people ain't real at all. They are paid actors. Paid fake, so wannabe women. And they are not. Go do your homework, people. Because we've been deceived. We've been lied to. You know what I'm saying? And everything. I go down the line. But yeah, they not real. Go do your research. And you will find out.
Melanated dominant people, sons and daughters of my ancient mother. I'm going to do a couple videos, and they're not going to be nice.
They didn't build them pyramids for no reason, and today is a prime example of that. Today, the Lion Gate portal opens. If you visited my page before, you know we've already talked about the pyramids and how they align with the stars. Well, today, our sun is aligning with the Sirius star and Orion's belt, which the pyramids of Giza is perfectly aligned with. It's a certain time where things align where you can access specific stuff. The Egyptians and other societies knew about this. These sacred places were used for channeling, traveling, portaling, But let's get in on the energetic field of what's happening today. This veil that is thinning between us and higher spiritual dimensions is allowing us to receive high vibrating cosmic light. My symptoms so far of this happening in the past days has been headaches, feeling very, very tired, and also not wanting to sleep at all. Confusing. Source energy is flowing like crazy right now. The quantum energy field is upgrading, plus it is overlapping a Venus retrograde. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, I don't feel anything. I don't see any portals opening up in the sky. Like I have explained about the fourth dimension, there are people on this earth who have psychic abilities who are able to see into the fourth dimension and see aliens and portals and everything opening up. The fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, all of that is outside of our normal 3D reality. So portals, stargates, energy shifting in our body is going to be something foreign to you. Now, I'm going to tell you ways that you can hone in on this beautiful energy right now. Because today is 8-8, which is basically the infinity symbol, what you focus on today is going to program you. Because intentions and the infinite possibilities are supercharged. So use this time to write down everything that you want, everything that you desire. When you get done writing it down, go through everything on the list. Now, in meditation, I need you to picture that reality happening for you. Clear as day, like you see me on this video. You're going to use that solar plexus energy. Like I said, your intentions are supercharged. Picture whatever blockages that are happening for you right now releasing. We are getting upgrades, downloads, heart realignment, all of that just flowing in. So as you're going down your list, set your powerful intentions on the things that you desire. Visualize it and focus on it. What does this version that you desire looks like? What does the life look like? What does the reality look like? Tap into that. So it's okay if you don't feel like everything is drastically changing for you right now. But because we are multidimensional beings, things are spiritual before it is physical. And in that realm where you go to after you lay down in bed, time does not exist. Sometimes your spiritual body, the thoughts, the things that you create inside of your head take a little time aligning with your physical reality. Hence why we are here on this earth, to use our powers of creation. Let me give you an example, right? We are solid. The kinetic energy for solid is very low. The vibration of gas, it vibrates at a high speed. But solid does not move from place to place. It's a slower vibration. That's why we're here working on our powers to be able to speed that situation up, create more and bring more things to life. So enjoy and connect to this upgrading cosmic light. Y'all stay dangerous.
It's your store. Come back. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's in my brain. Do you know that? It's living rent free. I can't get it out. You did that.
Yeah, it's hypnosis.
Have you ever asked yourself the real reason why they won't even clear the depth of the entire world if they can print money and money is being made every day? It's not because of inflation. Come on now. Because the system was actually created to keep everybody in enough supply while they have a certain amount of demand. But why is it that the system still doesn't supply everybody who has a demand? aka why are the people that are poor, homeless, and can't afford shit? Because the system was not designed to actually supply you anything. You see, they have a demand and you are the real supply. Money ain't even a true currency. Your life energy is. Stop letting them use you. You heard me. You're a pawn in this entire puzzle. To create and destroy some shit is to actually stop destroying life and start creating it. And even if you don't have anything, you can create life with your mind. Be positive, think positive, and spread positivity. And watch. Your life will do whatever you want it to. You already know it.
Yep, y'all might as well go ahead and fire me right now. Because they have made technology that apparently detects how long you haven't been working. As soon as she got up, it started to count how long she haven't been working. You see that in the red? And yes, they made this for the people who like to take 25 bathroom breaks in 30 minutes. Oh, you texting a family member back? They just caught you in 4K. And buddy right here, an hour and 30 minutes on the clock sleeping is diabolical. And I just know AI, they upgrading their technology and stuff, but y'all honestly can keep this one. Because as y'all can see right here, if you do anything that's not work, oh, they're clocking it. Like, just imagine your boss call you into the office and just playing a video. You will be absolutely, positively cooked. And I'm not gonna cap. Once again, an hour and 30 minutes on the clock, taking a nap. Crazy. But y'all let me know in the comments though. Is this new technology a dub, or should they keep this? Like and follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned.
Did Michael Jackson really just say this?
And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
He was performing on stage and he started exposing Mariah Carey's previous husband named Tommy Mottola. Michael even said, do not tape this, as maybe this is why he's no longer with us.
I'm not supposed to say what I'm gonna say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
Please don't videotape what I'm gonna say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Michael is getting gangster today!
Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She was crying so badly I had to hold her. She said to me that this is an evil man. Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones, and he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. We have to continue our drive until he's terminated.
Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra.
Do you think Michael knew even more things, but he couldn't say it publicly? Let me know what you guys think.
When I speak in the prisons, right? I speak in prisons a lot. Two questions I always ask. How many of you were in special ed? And this don't even matter what race it is, even if it's white ones in there. Most of the hands go up. 99% of every prison I spoke in, 99% of the inmates were special ed students. And then I say, how many of you were star athletes who never looked at doing anything else with your life because you were so personally self-assured that you would make it as an athlete? About 60% of the hands go up. There is a direct relationship between black parents raising their children to be athletes and entertainers and future incarceration. Because not only do they put all their eggs in one basket, they develop a narcissistic complex about their talent level too that is out of touch with the reality. So it's not just I want to be a football player. I literally think I'm one of the greatest of all time at 16. And my mother and father, because of their narcissism as the parent of a student athlete, they feed my narcissism. And when I don't make it, my whole world is torn apart.
Check this out. This is called e-ink by BMW, and it lets the car change colors. Look at this. It can change shape and color through the e-ink. Also on the side, the text can change color. Look at this one. BMW has been working on this technology for a couple of years now. Gets better every year. What do you guys think?
If you're watching this on August 8th, August 9th, trust me, you're going to want to repeat the following affirmations today, because right now it is considered the luckiest time out of the entire year to manifest, because we are currently in the Lionsgate portal. So repeat after me. I am living my dream life. I was born to have everything I've ever wanted. The universe is rigged in my favor. I was born to win at the game of life. I am wealth. I am fortune. I don't chase money. I attract money. I was born to be a millionaire. I have the most attractive energy in the world. My energy naturally attracts successful and like-minded people. I have captivating energy. People are drawn to my beautiful energy. I am able to attract anyone I want in my love life. Love finds me. I don't need to look for it. And be on the lookout. I'll be posting more affirmations.
You know the anime Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah. So Jujutsu Kaisen is actually based on real life.
This Lionsgate portal is definitely a good time to manifest. I agree.
What? It's based on a real story.
I haven't watched this.
Okay.
Explain it to me.
So in 2005, there was a construction for this temple that we were gonna tear down. These 4 students were kind of ghost adventurers, you know, but they overheard that they found a box with a body inside of it that was deemed to be supernatural. So what they did, they snuck onto it and they opened it up. And what they saw was a body with 2 heads, 4 arms, and 4 legs. This body is presumed to be same as Jujutsu Kaisen. The name of the demon, Sukuna. After these students found the body, all of them got cursed. First one died of sickness for whatever reason. Second one died again from like a fever. The third one checked itself into like a mental hospital. And I think the 4th one just died in like an accident. What's crazy is they brought the body to get studied and they wanted to investigate more. It turns out that the whole, I guess, the burial of the body itself, was a body of a Siamese twin.
So as of 5 hours ago, Tokyo was hit with a 7.1 magnitude earthquake. Can you say ice cube neutrino? What's that? If you know, you know. Southwestern Japan on Thursday triggering tsunami advisories. The Japan Meteorological Agency's JMA said, but there was no immediate signs of major damage. That's interesting. Guys, so if Japan got hit, right, that would travel across the Pacific, right, to the United States, right? Like we don't have enough fucking problems going on right now with hurricanes and shit, and more hurricanes and shit. But hey, I'm just here to report the news. Stay safe out there on the West Coast. Japan has just warned people of tsunami advisory. I love all of y'all. Get ready. The mix is in. Oh yeah, it's the 8th. We jumped timelines. The date got set. Stop setting these dates. Don't even know what y'all.
Right, so when you meditate, the reason meditation works is because you're actually linking into the dark matter energy. Alright? You're linking into the dark matter energy that's not only within you, which is the divine essence that we come from, but you're linking into the dark matter energy within the planet, and you're tapping into, you're trying to access her heartbeat, her heart rate. You can affect the heartbeat of the planet with your thoughts. Alright? Because your thoughts is energy, your words is energy. Everything is vibration. Now, the thing about mass meditation is all it takes is one individual, one soul or spirit, because human beings, feel free to join us in this. This has nothing to do with race. It's all about vibration when you meditate. All it takes is one soul or spirit to properly meditate on the correct frequency, and they can affect the frequency of the actual realm. So, mass meditation is when you're bringing in more. Whenever two or more are joined, which is duality or more, then you are connecting. I'm trying to word this in a way where everybody can understand it. When you have multiple souls and spirits joining in, that creates a bigger energy charge. Because remember, we are electricity and magnetism.
Melanated.
In this motherfucking video, I'm gonna show y'all a bunch big fact. Now, some of y'all probably don't know that and think he been here this whole time, but I remember, dog. I remember. And then when he came back, I was shocked like a motherfucker.
Unpopular opinion. You are who you think you are. Let me explain what I mean by that. Notice how we're typically born in opposite positions of what we like, because they haven't experienced something, that means that it's either not for them or they are acting out of character. Y'all know I always talk about alter ego, but let me really explain. Being yourself can literally mean stepping into the version that you're supposed to be. If you have a longing for it, if you're always daydreaming about it, if you're watching content about it, that means that's who you are, even if you don't look like what you think you're supposed to look like. I will give a couple examples. Let's say you're really thin and you really want to have like that thick, curvy body. People will tell you, oh, just be yourself, just embrace yourself. You're thin, that's who you are, but you just have this desire. That is not being yourself. Being yourself will be finding the things that you need to do to get the lifestyle that you want. Another example, let's say that you come from poverty. You might not feel like it's your reality to have wealth or luxury lifestyle. But if you dream about it, watch content on it, that's everything you imagine, that life is your true life. You're supposed to go on a journey to find it. Last example. Let's say you come from an affluent family, that you dream of a small cottage life, like farm life type of thing. That's very different than your upbringing, however you still desire it. That is your true life. The reason why we go through so many challenges as humans is because this life is literally like a video game. The whole point is you're supposed to overcome your challenges to win the game. Winning the game is not just passing away. Winning the game is actually going after what you desire. We don't always just want something because it's trendy. I know it is a lot of trendy things out there that can distract you, but when you really think about what you want, it's something that you have been doing for years, looking up for years, dreaming about for years, always just fantasizing about it. That is who you truly are. The whole point is to go on a journey of self-discovery to get there. Stop letting people tell you that what you want is not realistic for you, or that you're trying to be fake, or you're trying to be somebody else. No, you're trying to be yourself. You're learning to be yourself because society or your upbringing has taught you to be the opposite of that. The desire is on your heart because it's for you, because that's who you really are. Your job is to go through the challenges and find out how to get the lifestyle you want, even if that wasn't given to you. This is why I tell people to go on an alter ego journey. Creating an alter ego of yourself will help you to fill into those roles a little bit more easier, because when people have been telling you your entire life that, oh, you're so skinny, oh, you're so tiny, oh, you're so lazy, oh, you're so this, you're so that, and you've been believing that, it's very difficult to just jump up and be like, you know what, I'm not that anymore, I'm this. I mean, some of us can do that, but it takes a very strong mind to ignore everything that everybody has ever told us or anything that we believe about ourselves. But when you create that alter ego doesn't have the backstory that you have. So you make that into what you want to be. And once you adapt that, then you can get the goals that you want more easily in life. If you want to win the game of life, you have to go after your dreams. You have to go after your goal. You can sit around and be comfortable if you want to, but you and I both know you really want that dream life. You know who you are. You're not searching to find yourself. You're searching to get to yourself. And you don't want to be laying at 60, 70, 80 years old and realizing your whole life passed you by and you never went on your hero's journey. Get to it.
As you move into higher frequency, the world around you shifts to that frequency. As you move into higher dimension, the world around you starts to shift to that new reality of your perspective. So that also creates changes retrocausally. The entire universe is mental, that what you perceive in the reality around you is not material. It's a compelling belief that you have that actually forms the world around you. Your expectation becomes your reality, just like the double slit phenomenon. This is why double slit phenomenon does what it does. You have a unique light signature that is you, but you're not really that color. You think that you're the color that you are, but actually that's just reflection color. You have a whole nother spectrum of you that's the absorption. So let's take an example of hydrogen. This is what the spectral reflection of hydrogen looks like. So if you looked at, spectral analysis of hydrogen, it would have a color purple, another color that's more violet, and then kind of this bluish color, and then this light blue, and then this red pinkish color. That combination of colors is how we know hydrogen exists. So when we look into outer space and we use a telescope that does this spectroscopy, and we could see across the entire cosmos, we know where hydrogen pockets are, where there's a high preponderance of hydrogen based on the color reflections that come out. That's how we know what something is. We know that copper, like if you're looking at some material, you don't know what the material is, you can look at a spectral reflection analysis and be able to tell exactly what that material is just based on the colors that are reflected, the unique combination of colors that are reflected. Now you understand that you have DNA. Your DNA is a unique signature of you. There's never been another DNA like yours, and there never will be another DNA identical to yours. Even though you're 99% the same as a monkey, that 1% that makes you different makes you infinitely different. Inside that differentiation is what makes you. So that means that you have a persona, right, which would be these colors right here, your reflection, and then you have a shadow, which that shadow would be the exact opposite. So all the colors that are used for the reflection are not part of the absorption. That's why you have blacked out lines here. So that means you have all the rest of the colors in the light spectrum that are not you. You perceive they're not you. Well, what if those colors simply get projected back to you as reflection in the world around you? The mathematics of this is something called the Rydberg formula. And Niels Bohr, who was a famous Danish physicist in the 1930s and 40s, who worked closely with Einstein, he was more on the quantum physics side of things. He basically found that you could exactly predict, based on the frequency of hydrogen, its spectral emission of color. And it was exactly accurate. And this is called the Bohr atom model. And the mathematics of it is simply x and 1 over x. So they used here lambda. So it's lambda and 1 over lambda. So you have this differentiation that would then tell you these specific nanometers of light would be converted directly from the spectral or frequency rather of hydrogen, which then I can derive to know exactly and predict exactly based on the frequency of hydrogen, based on its 1 over x calculation, what its nanometers of light signature will be. It's exactly these lines right here. So this is measured in nanometers. This is 400 nanometers, 500 nanometers, 600 nanometers. What we're really looking at is 1 octave of light. We have 89 octaves or 88 octaves of experience across sound. Thought at the very basis becomes sound, becomes microwave, it becomes infrared, becomes ultrasound, and then as it goes higher and higher, light is just the 55th octave above sound. So you just keep taking up to higher and higher octaves of frequency, and now you're in the terahertz frequencies. So what happens is you just go all the way up until the 55th octave. The 55th octave from the very beginning is light, and that's the only octave of visible spectrum. Beyond that are all the other octaves. Then you get into cosmic rays, gamma rays, etc., right? It goes X-rays, all that. So what happens is this visible light spectrum is the same as looking at a piano keyboard, and it's just the note G on the piano keyboard, middle G, because that's the 55th note on a piano keyboard, which is a Fibonacci number. So basically, you look at the piano keyboard, you've got the entire spectrum as a microcosm, right? Which then we can expand and just put lots and lots of 88 piano keyboards next to each other, and the 55th one is the one that yields light. And the other ones are not yielding light, but they're yielding different forms of sound that we have different senses to be able to sense. And the ones we can't sense, we can sense through the pineal gland. A lot of people think that darkness is the absence of light. Darkness is not the absence of light. Darkness is the opposite condition of light. The opposite condition would be you've got a field of little nodal points that are cubes. Each of these cubes has a little LED inside of it. Think of it like an LED. And there's an on excitation and an off excitation. So the opposite condition of light is the off excitation. The condition of light is the on excitation. It's a field, just like a gigantic LED screen in 3 dimensions or 4 dimensions or multi-dimensions. Very, very high knowledge technology. What's happened is the pixels that you thought were you are not actually you. They're just reflecting the light signature of you. And as you move to another place, it's just like the wave transitioning. You move to another position, then a whole new set of pixels have been on excited to represent your light signature. Just as if you're in a screen on a TV. What's happening is that there's a whole new set of pixels that are reflecting you. The only limitations that exist, therefore, are the ones that you persistently believe in, including time. The world around you is just your spectral absorption being reflected back to you, and you're X, and the world around you is your 1 over X. That's why I call it the U inverse. This is where it goes to Hermeticism. The first principle of the 7 Hermetic principles is mentalism. Mentalism means the entire universe is mental. It's not material. You have to realize the entire universe is mental, that what you perceive in the reality around you is not material. It's a compelling belief that you have that actually forms the world around you. Your expectation becomes your reality, just like the double slit phenomenon. This is why double slit phenomenon does what it does. You know, in one context, and it works retrocausally even. So that means that if a photon of light is either going to be a wave or a particle, and its dependence on whether it will be a wave or a particle is going to be dependent on whether or not it will be observed. It will even know before it's observed if it's going to be observed. And retrocausally, it will know, even if you didn't observe it, that you might observe it later on. And so it will act as a particle, because there is no such thing as linear time as we construct it. That's just an illusion that we create for ourselves to experience this linearity of time. But actually, everything's happening now. I don't believe that there's a different universe for every decision point we made, that you can jump into different decision points. I'm not of that. What I do believe, though, is that what is explicable from the perspective of Mandela effect, which is when a group of people have a memory of something that didn't really happen, like millions of people. Like people remember Nelson Mandela's death in the 1980s. It never happened. I mean, he died in the 2000s something. He didn't die in the 80s, but people remember watching his funeral. They remember watching it for hours and mourning it and everything. Like millions of people. Well, as you move into higher frequency, the world around you shifts to that frequency. As you move into higher dimension, the world around you starts to shift to that new reality of your perspective. So that also creates changes retrocausally. So that throughout time, you literally live in what people refer to as a different timeline. Things change. Things that you might remember from the past, now you look them up, like, Luke, I am your father, which was the famous line, right? He didn't really say that. Go back and look. You know, I remember growing up with Jiffy peanut butter. There's no Jiffy peanut butter. There's Jif. These very slightly different nuanced things that I remember so strongly, like Febreze, stuff you put with the drying, you know, it's not spelled the way that we thought, or the Flintstones, right? It's all these things are retrocausally changed. As you move into higher dimension, your past, present, and future now reflects the new frequency that you're at, and things that we're not part of that frequency, little aspects of it start to dissolve in the past and in the future. So it's not that I'm jumping through different timelines per se, because in one lifetime I decided to be with one woman, and in another circumstance I decided in the same lifetime to be with a different one, and so I could jump into a different lifetime if it didn't work out for me one way or another. No, I don't believe that. What I believe is that as we raise consciousness, the reality around us through all dimensions of time also changes. It's a mind blower. No matter how you look at it, I can go through the detail, right, of, okay, here's what you do. But I think throughout time, when people come to this understanding, they don't explain in the end all the scientific methods that they derived it and how their perception shifted. What they say is the result of it, which is, yes, they'll always say that we're in an illusion. And that I kind of had an inkling of quite some time ago, and then finally it really locked into place. And now science is actually parroting exactly that. But what they do say is that it's all about the transcendence of judgment, the transcendence of duality. This notion of looking at the world as being either good or evil. It's realizing also that the things that we judge negatively are the things that we attract in our lives over and over again. We literally become a hammer that's seeking a nail of our own self-validation of being a light worker, right? The thing that's going to fight the bad thing. When all along, maybe you're the designer of your own game experience. All of it for the benefit of your own conscious expansion. And to realize and remember who we are, and also to realize that the reason we're here is not to learn more judgments, but rather we're here to learn how to love. We're here to learn how to love and how to receive love, because that's really what happens. When we look at ourselves, the things we don't like about ourselves start projecting over and over and over again in the world around us, because those aspects of the higher self, of us, of the self, the full self, when you are in your complete authentic nature, combining both the part of you that you want the world to see in one light, like I had my LinkedIn on one aspect, and then I had my Instagram on another. When you finally combine and become the authentic you, and you fall in love with your experience, that's when you become enlightened. Because then you fall in love with everything around you as well. It's a love fest. Even when bad things happen to you, you realize, well, wait a minute, throughout time, what I thought was a bad thing that happened to me actually turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me. So time has this aspect of polarity. And it's just like music, if you know musical interval. So I could play a note, C, and then go to E, and that's one of the most beautiful chords in music. It's called a major third. But it's inverse, and most people, when they hear a major third, which is just da, da, and often you'll hear it with a perfect fifth, da, 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 right? And you play all three together on a piano, sounds great, fabulous, whoa, it's like love, it's awesome. But if you play them backwards, if you go in a descending arc on that, so I just played an ascending by going da, da, da. If I do a descending arc of that and inverse the order of it, so it becomes, instead of C to E, it goes from E to C, and it's going down, that becomes a minor sixth. A minor sixth is negative. People, when they listen to that, they're like, ooh, that sounds like heartbreak. So isn't that interesting? That chords of music, one direction through time, because the only difference in music could be like a time tracker, is that I play the order different. But the same two notes that I play in the descending order through time, and it turns from joy and love to sadness and heartbreak. What does that say to us? What it says is that the experience we have of love houses and embeds the seed of heartbreak. The experience of sadness has within it the seed of love and joy. And that's true across all chords of music. And what I'm going to tell you about the pyramids is that there are chords in music, right? The major third that I just told you is 5/4 relationship. It's 1.25, 5 divided by 4. It's simple. So if you take the Hertz frequency of a C note, multiply by 1.25, you're going to get an E note in Pythagorean tuning. It's perfect. Now, if we take the inverse of these and we start looking at all of these different relationships, a perfect fifth would be da, da, da. So that's the first and the third note. So it's da, da, da. That's a perfect fifth. Perfect fifth means stability. It's stability. You feel secure, stable.
So for some mysterious reason, there's loads of videos popping up all over social media of people saying that they've encountered vampires in New Orleans.
So there is a freaky phenomenon that happens in New Orleans.
As someone who lived in New Orleans for 12 years,
to my New Orleans trip, and we're going to talk about the vampires that I saw.
Most people talk about a very strange vibe they felt in some places in New Orleans and how in some specific situations they came face to face with what they believed to be a vampire.
But there were these two guys in particular that caught my attention. They both looked very interesting, but I turned back towards the bar so that I can grab my drink and talk to my friend that was next to me. Tell me how, as soon as I turned around with my drink, he was standing there right in front of me. Like some Twilight shit. He started talking to my friend, asking where we're from, what we were doing. And on top of that, their energy was just not normal. And my friend's boyfriend...
Strange, isn't it? Why all of a sudden so many videos of people saying that they saw vampires in New Orleans? And what is it about New Orleans? So I started researching a bit more, just to make sure I wouldn't find any evidence of such a thing in New Orleans. And this is when I came across this video of a man who claims to be a vampire. Check this out.
Let me explain something about fangs. Fangs are like your saliva. You don't salivate unless you smell food, you think about food, you're about to eat some food. Fangs are the same way. Fangs are not meant to just pop out whenever.
In this particular video, he shows his fangs to some of his subscribers who at the time did not believe that this was the real deal. So he actually does it again, but this time he makes sure to show people that this is not some sort of trick that he's pulling. Check this out.
I look like Eddie Griffin. Just,
I said, what the f?
In another video of his, he explains that he's very old and shows a photograph of himself 100 years ago. Check this out.
Okay. I kind of feel like the more I show you, the more you guys won't believe me. But it's okay. I'm used to this now. Hey, mama. That's me. I've always been trying to make my way into film, even 100 years ago.
Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is the real deal or not. What I do know, however, is that this is not the first time someone claims to be a vampire.
That's fake.
I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that this could be an elaborate hoax, or is it something else entirely?
The woman, in so many words, is your oasis. She is the god or the goddess that you're supposed to be dealing with, as well as the man is supposed to be the same thing. That's supposed to be the god. If you took the focus off of this motherfucking spook being out in the cosmos that don't even know that your ass is alive, and focus it on your woman or you, your man, if you're a woman, you see what I'm saying? You would be able to polarize the energy, and we'd be able to run shit. And we can have this kingdom come back. And Farrakhan was like, yeah, the one guy I was talking to, his woman was God to him. That is crazy. I'm like, wait a minute, you out your fucking mind. They're showing you in Iraq that Allah is an absentee landlord. Because they're killing babies, children, and everything. And who is more obedient to Allah than a damn Muslim? And Muslim is getting their head knocked off left and right. So to let you know that's an absentee landlord. That is a concept that was put there for a later race of people, which model was the original black man and black woman, even in the physical. That's the whole concept when they said, but I'll go back to Ethiopia where the man is never wrong. What is the concept of man never being wrong? That means he's God. And the concept of Allah was talking about the ancient black man and the ancient black woman. You see what I'm saying? So you're taking the energy off of what it's supposed to be directed to as far as you all bouncing off each other as gods and goddesses and putting it on some motherfucker in the air, being shared with all the enemies that's coming to kill your ass. You see the concept here? So this is what's going on at this particular time. We got.
So something's going down in Washington, D.C., and I haven't heard anybody really talking about this. Apparently there was 400 NYPD cops deputized as Capitol Police, and about 6,000 U.S. Marshals have been called to D.C.
So we're at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., and something is seriously going on. They have fences blocked around the whole thing, and we were able to come through, but then they kicked us out, and something is going on. I know there were protests earlier today, but I have never seen this many cars here before, and we've been here dozens of times. Now, I know that the flags are at half because of the senator that died or the congresswoman that died, but anybody got any insight? We're going to go ask these gentlemen what's going on.
Probably can't tell us, but what's going on? What's going on?
They're just houses voting. So whenever a house votes, we go on restricted mode.
Oh!
So we just, right now, Senate's out, so Senate's like free to roam.
Okay.
House is out voting, so we just restrict it so members can have cars to go.
Makes a lot of sense. We've never seen this many cars out here, so awesome. Is it pretty normal, I guess, for you guys then? Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
So Senate has already voted on something. House is getting ready to vote right now. We're going to look up and see what it is.
Since when do you need an additional 6,400 law enforcement trained officers to be present for the Senate and the House to vote? Not 640, 6,400. I don't know, y'all. What do you guys think was going on? Because whenever I put my 2 cents in, my videos get deleted. Please let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace out.
Now this guy named Shane Lynch just exposed how music is prayed over demonically, as he explains that he was at the top of the top, and that is what was happening.
I've been in rooms, the top of the top, which albums are prayed over.
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this.
Demonically. Music is prayed over demonically. That goes out to the world, goes out to the radio stations, goes out to the public. And when you see that stuff and know that stuff, it's frightening.
No wonder why they push music so much these days, and people say that Lucifer was the angel of music.
People who still think this is just a show are truly blind. You can see how those two men lift her up and place her in the middle of a circle.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do, but going back means I'll have to face my past. I've been running from it for so long. Ow! Jeez, what was that for?
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. Ah! You see?
Death is an illusion. It's a transition from physical into the astral. This is the realm of imagination. That screen you have in your mind that allows you to vision an apple.
That is true though. That's crazy though. Like how fast the past can be. Like that was like the past. Like that video was literally the past. You know what I'm saying? I was like yesterday was the past. Like that's crazy. Like we in the present all the time.
It's the astral plane. Now you go there every time you have a dream. This is the subconscious manifesting in the realm of imagination. That's what a dream is. Every dream has a message because it's your mind materializing into matter. Yes, mind and matter are the same substance. The ancients used to prepare for death. This was a normal thing because they understood the mind is still alive after the physical body dies. Therefore, they detached from physical external addictions. Everything in the Matrix is designed to keep you addicted to as many things as possible. You can't ascend to these higher planes if your mind is stuck in these three-dimensional ways of thinking. These temples they built were in the form of the human body, and they would teach them how to raise their consciousness from the lower three chakras, the survival mode, into a higher state of consciousness where they are no longer attached to external things and they have mastery over their mind.
Alright guys, I'm going live now. So if you would like to hear a discussion with the man...
Peace to the gods and goddesses. Y'all see this? They saying that Elon Musk actually announced this as his girlfriend. Okay, this is an artificial intelligence for those that can't see it. All right, this is the pure announcement of transhumanism at its best. Y'all see this? There's already been talks of China developing an artificial womb. In fact, they're embarking on technology to give these devices the ability of child conception. Artificial intelligence will be the bridge for Luciferian agenda to become prevalent. And we are already aware that Aleister Crowley was summoning AWAS. And the first two letters of AWA's name is AI. Aleister Crowley actually reported to have communication with AWAS back in April 8th, 9th, and 10th in 1904. Aleister Crowley actually wrote a book about it. The book was referred to as the Book of the Law, in which he indicated that he channeled AWAS, a non-corporeal being, through his wife Rose in Cairo, Egypt. This was done on a honeymoon. Hell of a honeymoon, right? Anyways, when Aleister asked him how he looked, he actually explained this being right here, okay, which almost looks like a Zeta Reticulan. He almost looks like a gray extraterrestrial, if you ask me. I personally believe AWAS is the personification of the connection we see currently with AI right now. And if this picture is real and not some deep fake or some CGI, then it's crazy as hell.
We've been playing.
Before it's removed from the internet.
We'll give you employment if you're unemployed. We'll give you welfare and security. All we want in return is all of your labor for all of your life. Didn't you read those 732 pages of the 1935 Social Security Act before you signed the application? The entire text of the contract is in writing. It's always been available. And any judge will look at you and say, "Why didn't you read the contract then?" And you might say, "Well, I didn't know anything about the Social Security Act of 1935. Nobody presented the contract to me." That's because it's called an adhesion contract. You didn't hear of adhesion contracts in public school? By the way, who operates those public schools, ladies and gentlemen? And who operates Social Security? If you knew that you were worth $435,000 over the course of your life, can you understand why government doesn't want you to understand the Social Security Act? Now, the IRS Form 1040 comes into play right along this line also, and it is in the nature of an installment note, yearly payable upon continued exercise of the franchise and its derivative of the law merchant, among other things. This is why the IRS manual in the legal reference guide at page 58, section 11 states, quote, "In any case not provided for in this act, 26 U.S.C., the law merchant shall govern." All states have adopted this in their uniform business and commercial codes. UCC 1-103 of Arkansas Uniform Commercial Code, 85-1-103, Washington Revised Code 62A1-103. Every state in the Union has such a provision. The government uses the power of attorney that was granted with the signing of the Social Security contract when they seek a redress of grievance. This is revealed in 26 U.S.C. 3101A, the connecting link with Title 42, the section on the 1935 Social Security Act, Title II and Title 11. In other words, law is written line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. It's the methodology whereby we keep you perpetually deceived because, first of all, you've never been trained in law, And secondly, those that are trained in law would have to be trained in legal research to ferret out the connecting links to tie the jurisdiction of Title 26 and the income tax to Title 42 with Social Security. The average mind simply cannot cope with such a system. 3101A of the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, called FICA, where it says, quote, old age, survivors, and disability insurance, in addition to other taxes. What other taxes do you think they're referring to? It's called withholding. There is hereby imposed on the income of every individual a tax equal to the following percentages of the wages as defined in Section 3121A, received by him with respect to employment, as defined in Section 3121B. Without a Social Security account, you can't pay an income tax because you're not a taxpayer. The Social Security Act is the contract whereby you gave your power of attorney to the Secretary of Health Education.
Honestly, I don't think we need a motherfucking president. We need to rethink and redo every motherfucking thing. We need to.
You're right.
Get these gems.
Every night we go to sleep, but nobody questions where do we go. I've often asked, do you punch a ticket? Do you have a transfer? What vehicle do you use? How much fuel does it take? And where do you go? Everybody on earth that has a soul sleeps. Unless you're very refined, and even then you may sleep at least once a month. Sleep merely means that your body can no longer hold the soul because it's run out of energy. And the body becomes so despicably horrible to the soul that until it cleans up itself, the soul leaves. So each night you die. You will die every 3 days, or you will die standing up. People go to sleep standing up. People had guard duty, just going to, they're still there. But you have to go to sleep because the energy in your body is not strong enough to maintain you. So you have to get out so the body can renew itself. You, as a soul, go out and receive some energy, jump back into the body, and then you go. Now, if that is the case, then you have to ask, what trip did you take? Where did you go? What is the action? And what is the reaction? That is another whole case of study. But I simply say, each night we die. So death is only death when it's final, for what we think is final. When we die each night, we're going to be reborn. If not, then you got obsequies, funerals, and everybody's mourning. If you do, hey, you made it back. But sometimes we get back with trace memories. We have a dream. I said, oh, I had a REM state, and a rapid eye movement state, and I dreamed this and I dreamed it. It seemed so real. It was real. Because you got out of the false reality which doesn't exist on this planet to the real reality that does off this planet where you came from. That's why many people don't like to return. Many people get lost out in space and consciousness. This is why when you start talking about the speed of something, it's incalculable, the speed of something on a planet like this, because this planet is so low in vibration. Speed of light, speed of sound, no such thing. It doesn't exist in the internal world that is external to the Creator. Only exists then. When you're next to the Creator, there is no such thing as time. So for a soul, there's no time. But time it must remember when it comes back into the body, and that's when you say, I don't know how long I was asleep. I don't know where I went. Man, it was so real was there, because she really became real. Here is a confinement. Here is where you're here to do one thing, learn. And then the time is to show what you've learned and what you're willing to practice.
Unpopular opinion. You are who you
Okay, you guys, so tomorrow is August.
He definitely just dropped them gems, though. That's crazy, though. Like, we can have dreams and we can be somewhere completely else. That's crazy, man. Like, what if that's the real world? And it's just a hologram or something. Like, or just like a station that we come to just, have fun or something. I don't know, but that is interesting, though.
The Egyptians. Do you remember this particular video of a person trying out magnets on random food in supermarkets?
Look at this.
That's crazy.
Put a magnet that I got from here.
Is it metal in there?
Well, now there are more videos all over social media of people noticing that there's something odd about the chicken that they're buying. Check this out.
going around about like the rubbery bananas and the like weird blueberries and stuff because I'm cooking chicken right now. Actually, Kaikoa's cooking chicken right now. First. Okay, so here's the chicken, okay? Look at it.
A TikTok profile by the name of Life and Times of a Hawaii Mom notices that there's something odd about the chicken that she bought at the supermarket. She doesn't know exactly how to point it out, but as she touches the chicken, you can clearly see that it looks as if this is not chicken. Check this out.
Something's wrong.
Ew.
I don't think this chicken is real. Do you think your chicken is real?
No.
You don't either?
My
Yours
chicken's
looks
real.
good though.
Whatever it is that's going on with the chicken, lots of people left comments stating that this could be bioengineered chicken or something like that. But I'm not too sure. It could just be that the chicken was spoiled somehow or something like that, or maybe it's something else entirely. But then again, there are more videos of people noticing strange things about the chicken. Check this out.
What's up, everybody? So I'm over here trying to eat healthy, and I bought chicken breast to make chicken. So I just washed the vinegar off, and let me show you. Look what the vinegar did. Look at this shit. It's like stringy.
Even though several people seem to agree that this looks as if it could be bioengineered chicken or something like that, others state that this is just a phenomenon called spaghetti meat, which is believed to be caused by quick growth rate of commercially farmed chickens. But I'm not too sure about that, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What do you think is going on with the chicken? Is this supposed to happen? And would you buy this chicken? What's your take?
Atlantis. We might just have the evidence the debunkers have been crying
He's doing a lot of stuff.
for. All over the world, ancient underwater sites have been getting uncovered and then covered up. So we know Plato's story of Atlantis, advanced utopian kingdom that got lost under a great flood, but that was merely the tip. As it turns out, secret societies may have been uncovering lost Atlantean knowledge for almost 1,000 years. One of which started around the 11th century when a man named Hugh de Paynes led a mission to Constantinople in present-day Turkey, where he and his men met with a group.
Not only 1984 movie Ghostbusters caused quite a
not only are you African American, you're African American and female in a town where those are tough cards to draw.
I mean, why do we constantly call each other African Americans? When we go out there and go on the front line and fight the war, we're Americans. When we go in the Olympic Games, we're Americans. But now when we come home, we're African Americans. You know, I don't understand. We're Americans. We built this land.
Preach.
Absolutely. We can be Black Americans, but we're Americans. We built this land.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of times we saying we African Americans. A lot of us in this country don't know nothing about Africa. I mean, I've never seen none of us compete against. You know, when the Europeans come to America, we don't call them European Americans.
So,
Hope y'all catching these gems being dropped. Hope they're catching them.
well, look, I mean,
it's just whenever they want to separate us.
Yeah.
When we commit a crime, we African American.
Yeah.
When they want to separate, but when we do something good and
when you go to the Olympics, you're American.
We're an American, because when we get that medal, we're an American.
Yeah.
So there's a difference.
That's good. Hey, now listen, you
can't call me. I can't be this one day to be something the next day.
Yeah.
Only when it's beneficial to you. That's when I'm an American.
And are you a black fighter or are you the goat? Right? Are they saying, oh, he a black goat? He the greatest of all time. Right?
No matter what color the goat is, it's going to
That is true.
You can only enter heaven as a child. It's not childish, it's childlike in your thinking. So, all day when the cameras is off, all I do is sing and play, laugh and giggle. We got this. I have nothing to be stressful about this white man, about the condition of black people. We the people, we don't need to do none of that shit. We good. The only thing you need to do as an individual is expand your consciousness. Otherwise, you come back to either this or something like this, and it's on you. And coming back enough is how you get conscious. You get tired of suffering in some sort of way through a material existence. because it's got to go. And the fear of the unknown, or what has become unknown to you, is what drives your whole entire life. Everything you're doing, down to the underwear that I choose to wear, is about surviving in life. Boxers, not briefs. Boxers, not briefs. It's about surviving. I can't wear fucking them panty drawers. And no one would ever see them, but I would know I had the motherfuckers on. That's not conducive to my survival. You know what I'm saying? So even down to that, everything you do is about survival. It's about trying to exist in a certain way that you have learned or chosen or been forced to become comfortable with through mind control and fear. And most of that is driven because you don't understand death. That's why the Kamites taught about nothing but death. Because once you understand death, life becomes easy. It's a cinch. So I understand death. Life for me is easy. It's a cinch. The only thing you work on now is just making sure if anything did happen, financially, socially, physically, that your people are taken care of. Other than that, the fear to go, not even a thing. They're not trying to die necessarily. That means I don't recklessly walk in front of cars. You know what I'm saying? Because even worse than that is surviving that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
If you have skin problems, just say, my skin is clear, radiant, and glowing with health. If you have anxiety, just say, I am calm, peaceful, and relaxed in every situation. If you want to lose weight, just say, my body is healthy, fit, and strong. If you have chronic pain, just say, my body is healthy, pain-free, and full of vitality. If you have digestive issues, just say, my digestion is smooth and my stomach feels comfortable and at ease. If you can't sleep at night, just say, I sleep deeply and peacefully, waking up refreshed and energized. These affirmations work because your body responds to what your mind tells it. When you consistently speak positive words to yourself as if they are a present fact, you reprogram your subconscious mind, which affects every cell in your body. Just repeat them every night before sleep, or download the InnerTune app by clicking our bio link to listen to your
speak negative, it will happen. Shit, it's already here. It's already here.
Yeah.
Seeing what's happening, we need to collectively raise our vibration spiritually. That's the only way we can make it up out of this predicament we in. For one, they got weapons that can see through walls. They have directed energy weapons connected to the sun now, where they can actually change the position of this sun stimulator, and they can blow up whole buildings. You see what happened over there in Hawaii, and then notice all of the blue painted buildings, the roofs that was blue, they never got hit, but everything else and all the poor people, they things burnt up. So we dealing with a people that have trillions of dollars invested in thermonuclear weapons, in high energy directive weapons, and sound wave weapons that can actually dissipate somebody. They have something called a gay bomb, Rich. A gay bomb.
Yeah.
Gay bomb. Where they drop the bomb and they experimented on people. And what it does is it basically induces or stimulate or heighten the estrogen molecule in man. And it mixes certain chemicals and hormones that make you actually want to reproduce with the same sex. Hey, I mean, it's all types of what about atrazine, which is what they filter in the water, which actually is known to shorten your Johnson. And
D4K.co.
Drinking water won't hydrate you.
Did you know that you could drink a gallon of water a day and still be dehydrated?
Water alone won't hydrate you. You need minerals such as
potassium, sodium, and magnesium to actually pull the water into your cells to hydrate your organs and your muscle tissue. So, remember,
drinking water won't hydrate you.
remember that one. He flipped the whole cake. He said, I'm not 5 today.
This is going to be a tough one. I tell you, I was thinking today, and I mean, I'm going to be 82 years old, so I got a lot of thinking to do. But I've been thinking about my life and my daughters and granddaughters and everything, so I wrote this down because there's so much that I want to say, and I don't want to miss anything. So if you see me looking, it's not because it's a story, it's because it comes from my heart, and trust me, there's a few tears on these papers. So to all the stay-at-home moms, you are loved. Thank you for doing the thankless job. Thank you for doing the most important job that you could possibly do. I know that there are times you want to break down and cry, and that's okay. The moment you became a mom, you didn't become a robot. I see you. We know that you love the title of mom, and 90% of the time you are 100% okay with it. But in those 10% of moments where you miss who you used to be, or maybe don't even remember who you used to be, other than a mom. To the mom with the toddler having a meltdown in the middle of the aisle, to the mom that just wants to enjoy a night out, but has to cancel at the moment because of its sick child, I see you. Thank you for going above and beyond, even though it will probably not be recognized. Thank you for all the mundane jobs that you did today that no one will even notice. This is the absolute most thankless job you'll ever do. But it's the most important role you'll ever play. Your 3-year-old may not thank you now, but society will thank you later. To all of you domestic goddesses out there, this is the most unappreciated job I've ever known. I see it over and over in my own daughters, my granddaughters. There's no awards or employees of the month. There's no raises for doing an exceptional job, no overtime. There's no co-workers to help you. There's no scheduled time off and no vacation time. You're expected to perform no matter how you feel and be ready to wait on others. The feelings of isolation are overwhelming. Being a housewife, when you try to vent to somebody, you get that generic reaction of, at least you get to stay home all day. That is horrible. I definitely can appreciate all of you. I see you now, if no one else has told you today, how valuable you are to your family and to your community. I'm here to tell you that you are needed. When I meet a well-adjusted, polite, and well-rounded young person, the first person that I want to thank is their parent or parents. You may only raise one child, but you may have an impact on thousands of people's lives inadvertently. You are important, and the fact that your home is clean, your dishes are done, your children are fed, or just for the fact that you managed to get up today and go to work even when you didn't feel like it. You're doing an important thing. I'm sorry that most people won't appreciate you. To all the moms and wives out there today, I see you through my daughter's eyes, my granddaughter's eyes, every day. Remember, you are loved and you are amazing. God bless. Have a great day.
I've always thought that my daughter was my grandmother reincarnated. I gave her a picture of her today, and you guys tell me what you think. This is the first time showing Arrow this picture. I want to see how she reacts. Who is that? She's touching her own face. What the fuck? Is that your... Arrow, who is that? Why were you just touching your own face? Is that yours?
this away?
Mm-hmm.
You said it. How?
I've always thought that my daughter was my grandmother reincarnated.
As soon as you say action, they go that motherfucker.
This is a pro-level hack that completely changed my life and everyone in the world needs to know. Your armpits don't smell because of sweat. They smell because there is bacteria on your skin that breaks down the sweat into something called thioalcohols. So you don't need deodorant to stop the smell. You can stop the smell at the source. I personally haven't worn deodorant for about 2 years because 1, many deodorants contain harmful chemicals, and 2, I get a rash. But it doesn't matter because I have something better. All you need is a spray bottle of hand sanitizer. It kills the bacteria at the source so your sweat doesn't get broken down into smelly compounds. It's a pro-level hack. And you can stick to your deodorant if you please, but just know, if you ever run out or you're in a sticky situation, just put some hand sanitizer on your armpits. This is a pro-level hack that completely changed my life and everyone in the world.
We are all gods on this planet, every man and every woman. We create life, we can take life, we control what goes into the sea, whether the fish can live or not. We decide if the trees can grow tall. We decide if the children will eat. We are very powerful beings on the planet Earth. You know, people tend to play down our power. Well, don't worry about it. This next guy do it, or let's ask God above to do it. There's a lot of things that has to change on this planet Earth that only we can change. And until we embrace the fact that we are as powerful as we are as beings, we're going to continue to make the mistakes and allow the mistakes to be made, from our children to our adults to our elderly to whatever situation you want to talk about. We are all gods on this planet, every man.
Like, some degree, I agree. Or I really actually agree with that. Or some people might disagree though.
I just knew that it was gonna happen. I didn't know how. And like, I was like, I'm gonna make it happen somehow. And it did. It's like something you gotta trust. You had your higher self walking next to you. And you're like, bro, there's nowhere to walk. And he's like, I'm telling you, if you take a step, it's an invisible bridge right in front of you. And that takes a lot of faith to walk on that bridge that you can't even see. I just knew that it was gonna happen. I didn't know how.
Energy? Oh, Deontay, Radio Raheem. Listen, man, you said that your people have been fighting for 400 years.
Everything we think comes into existence. So only think things that you want to come into existence. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So you gotta protect your mind. And you gotta know it takes 3 minutes for your body to produce a hormone. Your thoughts produce chemicals. So you got a built-in CVS. You got a built-in pharmacy inside of your body. So when you think about something for 3 minutes or more, I'm great, I'm great, I'm great, I'm great. You said it. What's the word? What's the word?
Dopamine.
Dopamine. Your body is gonna produce that naturally. 3 minutes or more with a thought that can activate that in your body. And then that chemical, that hormone becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So create the world you wanna live in, because you're creating the world that you're living in. So create the world that you wanna live in, because you're creating the world that you live in. Everything we think comes into existence. So only think things.
Alright, y'all. That's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Got something from it. A little laughing. All that good stuff. Sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself. And if the weather is nice, which it should be, get outside in the sun. You know, take a walk. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.